Hi, welcome to the latest edition of Bronco Sports Weekly. I'm Matt Kanan. The Western Michigan hockey team swept the #3 team in all the land when the Broncos took 2 from Notre Dame this past weekend. Friday night's road win swung in Western Michigan's favor in just 14 seconds. Trailing 2-1 midway through the third period, Chase Balassi scored his 8th goal on a power play, and in the blink of an eye, Kyle O'Kane netted his 3rd of the year to give the Broncos a 3-2 advantage and an eventual win. That win set the stage for Western Michigan's 3-1 win over the Irish on Saturday at Lawson Ice Arena in front of 4,237 screaming fans. The Broncos jumped out to a 2-0 lead on power play goals from Matt Tennyson and Chase Balassi before Notre Dame's TJ Tynan brought the Irish back to within 1 goal. Jordan Osterley netted his 2nd goal of the season just under 4 minutes remaining in the game to seal the victory for Western Michigan. Gymnastics edged number 21 Kent State in the final rotation to take Sunday's Mid-American Conference opener 192.65 to 192.025. It was the first win for the Broncos over the Golden Flashes since January 22nd, 2006. In the last 5 seasons, the Golden Flashes had lost just 2 regular season MAC duels, both against Central Michigan. The Broncos are off to a 2-0 overall start in 2012 after downing non-conference opponent Centenary at home on January 6th. Men's basketball racked up a pair of home conference wins this past week, defeating Northern Illinois 77-68 last Wednesday and Toledo 74-52 on Saturday. Matt Stainbrook averaged 14.5 points per game over the 2-game span en route to earning MAC West Player of the Week, shooting 13 of 20, 65% from the field. Stainbrook scored 16 points on 7-9 shooting in the Broncos win over Northern Illinois, and also contributed 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks against the Huskies. Stainbrook would record his 2nd double-double of the season against Toledo, notching 13 points and a game-high 11 rebounds, and he came just 6 assists shy of recording his first career triple-double. Men's tennis opened the 2012 campaign with a pair of home wins, defeating Detroit 6-1 and then Bradley 7-0 last Thursday at West Hills Athletic Club. The Broncos suffered their first loss of the year at Michigan, losing 7-0. Track and field continued its winning ways, taking the Bowling Green Challenge with 151.66 points. And finally, women's basketball suffered a pair of setbacks on the road, falling at Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan last week. Maria Iaquinello averaged 17.5 points per game in the 2 losses. Now let's take a look at some highlights from the past week in Bronco athletics. Western Michigan men's basketball taking on Northern Illinois to start the week at University Arena. Matt Stainbrook with a block early. Later, Stainbrook passes out to Hutchison for a dunk, driving to the hoop. Western Michigan shot 49% from the field. That helped by Hayden Hordeman going 5 of 7 from the floor, 4 of 6 from 3. He had a career-high 18. Mikey Douglas knifes through the defense to find D. Ward for the layup. Later, Douglas to Stainbrook, who spins baseline, puts it up and in, and is fouled. And once again, another Hutchison duck. Western Michigan defeats NIU 77-68. Toledo, the next opponent for the Broncos at University Arena in the Power of Gold game, and Flenard Whitfield showing the power of gold with an early block. Next, Hutchison to Mikey Douglas, who drives through the defense and scores the layup. Next, D. Ward kicks out to Hordeman, who was good from 3. Later, Ward finds Stainbrook. Stainbrook, MAC West Player of the Week. He missed a triple-double by just 4 assists, going 13, 11, and 6. Western Michigan defeats Toledo 74-52. Western Michigan hockey coming off a 3-2 win over #3 Notre Dame on the road on Friday night. Enter Lawson Ice Arena looking for the series sweep. And in the first period, Matt Tennyson scores on the power play to give Western Michigan a 1-0 lead. Chase Balassi, who scored in Game 1 on Friday, lit the lamp again on a power play. Western Michigan sweeps the Irish. Back to University Arena for Western Michigan gymnastics against the #21 team in the country, Kent State. Western Michigan edged the Golden Flashes in the final rotation to take Sunday's Mid-American Conference opener 192.650 to 192.025. It was the first win for the Broncos over Kent State since January 22nd, 2006. In the last 5 seasons, the Golden Flashes had lost just 2 regular season MAC duels, both against Central Michigan. The Broncos are off to a 2-0 overall start in 2012 after downing non-conference opponent Centenary on January 6th. We're here with Flenard Whitfield, Western Michigan men's basketball for Bronco Sports Weekly. Flynn, thanks for coming on the show, and we want to talk to you a little bit about, obviously, how the guys are doing now, but your time off the court. So first, kind of take us through what happened, and how was it for you kind of emotionally, mentally, to take that time away from the court?
First of all, thanks for having me on the show, and it was just one of those processes that, I needed my team more than anything to get through. Like I told my teammates, is, as long as you guys are winning, I'm good, because, I'm going to take, Kevin, my trainer, and Timmy Herman, our athletic trainer, he's going to take care of us. He's going to take care of me off the court with, like, rehabbing and stuff. So I just basically, preach to my teammates, you guys are going to keep me up, so if I see you down, I'm going to be down, because I know I'm not here to help you guys on the court. But if you guys are up cheering and stuff like that, I'm going to be the same way, because I know you guys are doing good without me.
You mentioned you're going to be there cheering, and that's what you turn into, kind of a cheerleader / student coach. How is it different participating in the game and seeing how a defense is attacking our team versus being on the bench and seeing it from kind of a step back?
Well, the difference with that is, being on the bench, seeing that it's nothing you can do on the bench, but just like recite it to your teammates, let them know what you see from the bench. But being able to play, like during this injury, it's like you get to see what's going on, and you get to go out there and execute what you preach to them, like from one of those later games that you saw that the defensive standpoint and things like that.
Now, you didn't get to get on the court, and the game didn't end up in our favor, but what was the Duke experience like for you personally and then for the team as a whole taking part in that?
Well, I would say my Duke experience was more for me than the team, because while the team was practicing, I was able to walk around and explore Cameron indoors. Like the outside part of it is things that the team probably would never be able to do. I went out, saw a couple monuments outside. Jay Will, people like that, Carlos Boozer. I saw a couple pictures of them. And it was just, it was a big-time experience, because, there's not a lot of people that get to go to, Cameron Indoors and, see stuff like that as a player. So, I took advantage of that time to go around, sightsee a little bit and take a couple pictures and, show my teammates what was going on while they was, going through that practice process.
We opened MAC season on the road, had a tough one at Ball State, but this team refuses to lose at home. Is that kind of the mantra that Coach Hawkins has, or the team has, and what are your guys' thoughts when you cross that line and step on the court at University Arena when an opposing team comes in here?
Well, it's one of those things we go into every year. We protect your home court. It's always good to do that. It's just one of those things that comes natural with this Bronco program. We don't lose at home at all to anybody, especially the MAC play, because you get those good home games. You get a couple road wins. You're on your way to a nice little MAC season, MAC championship.
This week we're Northern Illinois. No,
it's Eastern.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Eastern, and then the big one home against Central on Saturday afternoon. For someone that's been living on a rock and doesn't understand Western Michigan, Central Michigan, try to sum it up in a sentence or two, what that rivalry means to you as a player, to the fans, to this university.
Well, it's one of those games that everybody looks forward to, much more of the fans than the players, because, we know what to expect from Central. Central know what to expect from us. It's just one of those games that just, it goes without saying, you go out there, you got Central versus Western, at Western this time, then we go to Central. It's just one of those games, you know what to expect. It's going to be a good game and go down to the wires. It's MAC basketball.
Obviously, we want to also be successful, like you mentioned, on the road. What's something that we need to do, not only on the road, but for the rest of the season, to try and continue to take those steps towards a MAC championship and a top seed in the MAC tournament?
It's the enthusiasm part of the game. You know, Coach got on us a couple of days ago before the game. We played Toledo about, you know, enthusiasm. He even got on the people that not saying they're not contributing to the team, but, you know, people that get lesser minutes than anybody else about, you know, their enthusiasm and their role on the team as that, you know, cheerleader. You know, the bench production has to be up. On the court production, you know, even with the coaching staff, it's just that enthusiasm part of the game that's going to get us to that, you know, that MAC title.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. Sophomore center Matt Stainbrook, MAC West Player of the Week again, has gone with a little bit different look this year. He's got the rec specs. Someone early in the season nicknamed him the Big Refrigerator. What does the team have as a nickname for him if they do? And of anybody on the team, who has the best nickname?
I would say Dan Loney. I would go with the Crook. He called him Stainbrook the Crook. I don't know the history behind the Crook, but it's just one of those names that I think sticks with him because, you know, Matt goes out there and give it all. He has a lot of nicknames. Everybody loves Stainbrook. I like worldwide now just because of that Duke game. And I think the Crook comes from, you know, him going out there. People not like this guy's big. He looks like kind of sloppy and slow. You go out there, he executes a move, and you like, man, this guy has game. So he just basically, you know, just stealing the game from anybody else. Matt just one of those guys that just soaks in things that he sees and just goes out there and execute it with no practice. So I'm gonna have to go with Dan Loney with the Crook.
Well, hopefully he's not called the Crook because he stole that look from somebody else, because that would not be a good thing. But I want to thank Flenar Whitfield for sitting down with us for a couple minutes, and obviously check out Western Michigan men's basketball Saturday at University Arena against Central Michigan, 2 p.m. I'm Matt Kanan for Bronco Sports Weekly. Now here are the top 5 things to watch for this week in Bronco athletics. Number 5, men's basketball will travel to Eastern Michigan for its second road MAC game of the year before heading home for its showdown with Central Michigan at University Arena on Saturday at 2 p.m. Number 4, Western Michigan Athletics is holding its annual Man and Woman of the Year ceremony on Saturday. Dr. Hale Ray and Pam Liberaki will be honored at halftime of the CMU game with a reception preceding the game. W Club members and their guests will be admitted for free. Number 3, tennis continues on the road at Indiana, while the women's tennis team opens 2012 at Detroit and Michigan on Sunday. Number 2, women's hoops is home against Northern Illinois on Thursday, then travels to Miami on Saturday. Game against Northern Illinois will be 7 p.m. right here at University Arena, and then 2 p.m. In Oxford, Ohio. And the number 1 thing to look for this week, number 8 hockey travels to number 20 Miami this weekend for a pivotal road series, setting just 1 point outside first place in the CCHA. First place is held by number 4 Ohio State, who was ranked number 2 in the country before getting swept this past weekend. Ohio State has 34 points in the CCHA standings. Western Michigan has 33 with 2 games in hand. That wraps up this edition of Bronco Sports Weekly. We'll see you next week, same Bronco time, same Bronco place. Thanks for watching.